All right. So, hey everyone, welcome to the SillyPoint podcast. So, I'm Hari, your host, with your co-host Naveen Venkat. And today we just wanted to share a couple of thoughts about the T20 series going on between India and England. So, we're up now. So, Naveen, what are the emotions like?
So it's an interesting test match in Chennai. Uh, Went till the last over. It was a very thrilling game. First match was in Kolkata. It was a run fest. I wouldn't say run fest. It was 130 odd chase, and India did it in 13 overs. So very easy for India. England just crumbled like a pack of cards. Second game was pretty evenly paced. Felt like a game from 2016. A refreshing memory, not seeing 220, 240s, and 280s getting chased of last couple of years.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's. If that's pretty much it. Let's dive into the podcast.
Yeah, let's go, man. So, what do you feel about the next match? I just wanted to get a couple of thoughts. So, how do you feel like? What do you feel will be the differences between this match and the next match that's coming up, the third series?
So before going into the match in Rajkot, third match on the 28th, let's just break down what happened in the second T20I.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, it was a slow pitch in Chennai, unlike Bangalore where it's a Sunfest. It was a 163 key chase. 168 is the average winning score in Chepauk. Take 15 runs more. 168 plus 15. 183 is like a safe winning score in Chepauk. 99% guaranteed to win, but England scored 165, more or less slightly below the past score. So let's see how both teams fared in different phases of the game. In power play, first 6 overs, England scored 50 for 2. India scored 59 for 3, almost the same. Good start from both teams in the power play. Going into the next phase, overs between 7 to 10, England scored 20 for 2, taking them to 78 for 4. India also scored the same 20 for 2, taking them to 79 for 5. Though India lost one extra wicket, they also had one run ahead. So more or less, teams were at the same place till now. Between overs 11 to 14, England scored 40 for 2, taking them to 118 for 6. India also scored the same 40 for 2, taking them to 119 for 6. So till now, till the 14th over, both teams were almost at the same point. Between 15th to 20th over, England were 47 for 3. England scored 47 for 3, taking them to a grand total of 165 for 9. India scored 47 for 2, taking them to 166 for 8. So, if you ask me, pathetic batting from both teams in the middle overs. So, England, absolutely bad. England, India were not far away from them. Both of us were equally bad. So, which team had better? Which team? The team that
Yeah,
won
but
was the team.
you said that we did 15 runs above the average score expected from Chepauk. No?
I said 168 is the winning average par score, average winning score in Chepauk.
And what
So
was
that
our
is the
score?
average. You score
6.
15 runs above that so that you are safe. You can say you are safe in it.
Okay, okay, makes sense.
England batted first. They scored 165. We batted second. We scored 166.
Okay, so both of us were below this one. At least the first batting team was below the expectation.
Yes. So the second batting team was able to chase that. So the team that won, which team that won, which had better spin contribution. Let's
Okay.
take out spin and pace bowling. England had 6 overs of spin, going for 28 for 2 at an economy of 4.67.
Okay.
And they had 14 overs of pace. They went for 137 for 6 at a run rate of 9.79.
Why didn't
While
they go
India,
for more spin overs?
why didn't they? That's their fault. Why they didn't do? India, exactly opposite. India went for 14 overs of spin. That 14 overs went for 118 runs for 6 wickets at an economy of 8.43.
And
They
can you
took 6
explain why,
wickets.
like, why spin
Sorry,
would be better in? Can you explain briefly, like, why spin would be better in a ground like Chepauk?
I'll touch up on that. I'll touch up on that. So, in 14 overs, we had 118 runs, but we took 6 wickets. It was slightly higher economy of 8.43, and our pacers had 6 overs for 46 for 2, economy of 7.67. So England lost the game because they didn't play. They played only Adil Rashid, 4 overs, excellent bowling. I think he went for 28 odd runs. No, I think he went for less than 4 overs, he picked up 2 wickets, 20 odd runs. Okay. And then they went for 2 overs of Liam Livingston, part timer. They had only 6 overs of spin. So
Okay.
take up Chennai Super Kings, 15 years of playing in Chepauk. See how they do. Always operate with 3 spinners, 3 world class spinners. That is Chennai playbook, man. It's there. It's there. Follow it. We played with 4 frontline spinners: Washington Sundar, Varun Bishnoi, and Akshar. 4 frontline spinners, and then we also gave 1 over for Abhishek Sharma.
Hmm.
5 spinners versus England lost the game when they went in with 1 spinner. England lost the tour when they came to this tour without Shoaib Bashir.
But England must have also had some strategy, right? Like it's not like they're not aware of how Chepauk works and why spin would be better. So were they short on resources, or were they not able to mobilize enough spinners? What went wrong with England?
So they wanted to play to their strengths.
Okay.
Their strength is Mark Wood and Jofra Archer. Bowling 155
Super
every
fast.
single delivery. That is their strength. They wanted to play for their strength. They didn't want to play the pitch. That is baseball. No matter where you are, we play for our own identity. We don't play the pitch. We don't play the bowler. We don't play the field. We play baseball. So that's what they say.
Okay.
So if not for Tilak and that one innings, England had slightly better plans. We would be up for a very embarrassing defeat. And right now we would not be doing a podcast on why England lost. We'd be doing on should we sack Gambhir? Is Sky having a really how long is the rope for Sky? And I don't know. We'll be doing a podcast on completely different topic. So
The media
on
will be
that line,
milking
yeah,
everything that possible.
exactly, man.
All the internal dramas, dress room talks, we'll be hearing all that.
Yeah, you didn't hear it. I don't speak for any gossips. Only Harry speaks for gossips.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So the question is, we have seen today how India can crumble on a spin track. So should we question India's approach? Will it backfire in a knockout match, in a Champions Trophy, in a World T20 World Cup quarterfinal, semi-final? We don't play quarterfinal anymore, but in a semi-final or in a knockout game, what if this approach backfires? I don't know. Abhishek Sharma just seems to swing the bat at every ball. Samson got out similar way. Dhruv Jurel, who doesn't even know if he's going to play another game, should have maximized his chances.
Okay.
Yes, the management tells people to go out, play your natural game. Do not worry about consequences. If you are confident, play hits on the first ball. But I feel that's where the difference is. You need to be, instead of going rash, you need to be a bit more. The shot selection needs to be a bit more, how do you say, better. Instead of going at every ball, it should be better. Washington, Ashdeep, slogging every single ball. If you remember correctly, Ashdeep just dropped his leg and then swung like anything towards cow corner.
Mhm.
From the Chennai, see there's some huge breeze going across, coming from Ashdeep's bat. If you remember correctly, Guy did the same thing against Sri Lanka in second or third ODI, if I remember correctly. We needed 1 run with 1 wicket, last wicket. He did the same shot for cow corner and he got LBW and the match was tied and we didn't win a single ODI in 2024. I don't know. I'm not
But
against
again, we
this
can't be
style
too
of
hard
batting.
on him, right? I mean, he's not a full-time batsman. He's most focused. Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
let's not
I'm
go
not
hard on
against
him.
this.
Correct,
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
not
So
against
let's,
all this. I'm not against this style of batting, but play the situation, play the condition. It's a tricky pitch in Chennai. You cannot play like I know in Tamil they say Patta Bhagyam Panati Lagya. You cannot play that style everywhere, man, every game. So play the pitch. So
yeah, I think that's actually pretty detailed, at least for an initial look. But let's focus more on, let's say, what India got positive, right? Whatever India got right, let's talk about that a bit. I'm sure that the fact that we are up 2-0 is probably something very, very significant.
true, true,
And
true. See, sorry to cut you. Yeah, true, true, very true, very true. So winning 2-0 against a champion side like India itself is a very good. We need to be partying for that.
correct. And obviously, what stands out, you're saying something?
Yeah, so since the World Cup victory, since Gambhir's reign took over, we played Bangladesh, we played Sri Lanka, we played South Africa. Yes, South Africa were a good team, but they also played their second or third string side. This is like the a good quality opponent that we are tested against. This approach of gam ball or sky ball, however you want to call it. This is like the tough opponent, and we are 2-0 up. So that needs to be appreciated. There are more things too. Washington versus Washington's wicket against Duckett. So basically, apparently there seems to be a rule that off spinners can only bowl against left-handers, and Washington bowled only 1 over, and he picked Duckett. So it is very clearly known that Duckett cannot play spin. He'll play sweep, and then he'll reverse sweep every other ball. We saw it in the beginning of last year in the Test matches. Sweep, sweep, sweep. That's his mantra against spin. And Washington with lot of overspin. What we tried to play a reverse spin, top edge, and then catch. Yes, so the one, and Washington didn't. He took a wicket of Duckett in the very first over, and he never bowled again. The only way Washington would have bowled it again in this match is if he didn't take the wicket of Duckett. Because apparently off spinners cannot bowl to
Because
right-handers.
you want to match the polarity of batsman and bowler, right?
No, matchups, man. Off spinners can only bowl to left-handers, and left arm off breaker, left arm bowlers can bowl. Basically, bowlers who take the ball away from a batsman. So Washington never bowled another over in the game. Hardik, he bowled 1 over for 2 runs. Last match, he went for 28 runs in 2 overs. Forget that. This match, 1 over, 2 runs. He should have bowled another over. Think about the bigger picture, man. Champions Trophy, he needs some overs. He's coming back from, when did he last play? October. I think the South Africa series, before the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Hardik is the key player in our squad. We lost Hardik last year in 2020, the year before that in 2023 World Cup, and that messed up our whole plans. We don't have a backup fast bowling all-rounder. Nitish Kumar Reddy is not ready to fill up Hardik Pandya's shoes yet. No.
Right.
So give some overs under his belt. Let him bowl the pressure overs. He did against what he did in the South Africa in the final. Let him bowl the crucial overs. Let him get some confidence back. What is the plan here? You need to think of the bigger picture, man. Washington should have bowled more today.
The long term goal is not clear over here.
Long-term goal is not.
But we have to kind of balance it out, right? We need to balance it out by giving the newcomers a chance, as well as trying to give the senior players like a place to regain their confidence. So I think we might be a bit shaky there, but I think it will come. I mean, this is not the last game either, so
yes.
I think it will come.
Shami should have played today. Today is the perfect chance to play Shami. Okay. I don't know if he'll play in Rajkot. I think I saw Shami with some straps on his legs. So yes, he's fit, people say, but I don't think he's ready for his match fit yet. I think once we win the third game, I really truly think we'll win the third game also. Once you wrap up the series, you have in a 5-match series, you won third game. Fourth game, I think Shamil should come in place of Ashdeep, or play 2 spin, or play 2 seamers and have Hardik as your third seamer. Okay, Shami should have overs under his belt going into Champions Trophy. Washington, people who are in Champions Trophy squad should have more overs under their belt. Ignore this. Take this concept of matchups and combinations out of your head. Keep it aside. Washington can bowl to anyone. What if in a knockout match, Washington has to bowl to an off spinner in a tough overs? How will he bowl? How will he get this combination? Today is the chance. We should do it. What's the other positive? Varun Chakravarti. If you ask me, the most improved player since 2021. He looks like nothing from the Varun Chakravarti we knew from 2021 World Cup. People were making fun of him. Mystery spinner. So he's not that Varun anymore. He's not that Varun. I hope he plays the 2026 World Cup. I don't know what the dynamics will be when Kuldeep comes back. I really think he'll at least make it to the squad, and he has done enough to stamp his place in the lineup. How can you not talk about Tilak? This game is just the beginning of Tilak's legacy. I don't know. Star Sports will milk it for the rest of his career.
Yeah. I swear, rest of the week you'll be seeing highlights of this India.
Man, rest of the week what? Rest of the year. So, man has made the number 3 spot his own. Let's look back at Sky's last 40-20 innings. 2 unbeaten century in South Africa. Last game, 19 not out. This game, 70 odd not out. 4 consecutive not outs, and he has seen 4 different kind of innings. 2 centuries, hitting every single ball. Fine. Last match was not like he had to just see the team through. This match is the testament of how he's shown his game awareness, his clarity, and how he's the future star. I'm really sad that CSK didn't bid for Tilak. We went till 5 crore and Mumbai bought him for 5.25. Basically, second last bid for CSK. I know you're Chennai inside Chennai guys crying right now. Same as me. But I really hope Tilak becomes the flag bearer of Indian cricket. I really want to point out one thing. Fifth over of Jofra, first ball, Tilak gives room and hit it on the offside.
Right.
Second ball, he walks across and hits it over fine leg.
Mm-hmm.
And third ball, he just does some shot, top edge, and then goes over the wicket keeper. He has this very similar shot like Sky, who has this supla shot. He has this also has something similar which where the bat comes from down, the bat swing is from below to top. So even if there's an edge, the edge is going. And in this matchbox size grounds, it's a touch and it's only one or no fielder behind. Finally, my only painful point is you should play all the Champions Trophy players should play more. So I'll ask you a question. You win this
Mm-hmm.
T20I series, you win the following ODI series, and then you lose a crucial match in knockout because any one player or I'm just saying you lost the Champions Trophy. I don't want to jinx it. Would you be happy?
Probably not.
A big fat no.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. It's a big fat no. Just play Hardik, play Shami, play Varun Chakravarti. Do not worry about the matchups. Think these three have to bowl 4 overs each, and then I'm going to maximize the game. That is how that strategy should be. Arshdeep, I'm
What are the
sorry. Arshdeep is
downsides?
also
Let's say
involved.
that in order to exercise these players more and kind of get them more on the field, let's say that we ended up losing a match to England. What are the downsides of that?
We lost a series, man. No one will remember this series anyway. Do you remember how much we won against South Africa? We played a 4-match T20 series. Do you remember the scoreline? We played Bangladesh. Do you remember the scoreline? No one cares about these matches, man. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're
If
saying
anyone
that
got offended,
you're
I'm
saying that
really
the
sorry.
long-term picture, everything is geared towards champion trophy, and that people need to take more serious.
Yes, Champions Trophy and 2026 T20 World Cup.
For sure, man, agreed.
Yeah.
But obviously, India has been very dominant and we've had a lot of positives. But let's maybe quickly discuss some positives about England because although they did lose, I think they got a couple of things right. You want to put in a few words about that?
Yes, so I'll go through this segment pretty quickly. So, firstly, man, hats off to my guy Gavaskar for pointing out the lack of smog in Chennai crowd, Chennai Stadium. For context, Brooks said he didn't, after not picking a googly from Varun, he had no clue, and he came out and said, I couldn't see the ball because of Kolkata smog. I hope he today same delivery, pitched on the same line, hits the top of a peach of a delivery. Any bowler, any leg spinner's a dream. I don't know what Brook will come out and say. What's the excuse? Maybe the
Hmm.
crowd was too loud. Maybe the
Too much moisture,
Yar,
too much moisture.
Yar had too much moisture. There was too much wind from going from across.
Right.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Butler, one man army. He is proving white. He is the greatest white ball player in the last generation.
okay.
One of the greatest.
Right.
Kohli is always the first for me.
I'm
Kohli,
sure
Rohit Sharma,
a
Butler
lot
are
of
all
people
top
are
three,
gonna agree
four
with that.
players for
You don't
me.
have to.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to. I know
You
one
don't.
guy. If I leave Rohit Sharma out, he'll come and bite me. Yeah. So England let Butler down. England let their captain down on both the games. Butler showed experience all the years of playing IPL. He knew how to play these tracks, but no one supported him. It should have been Brook, but Brook's shot selection was not. I mean, this is the kind of pitch where Brook should have stepped up. A player like a root-esque player. Spin is choking you, cuts and flicks, milk ones and twos, get 7 runs, 7.5 runs, 8 runs on over without having much risk, taking much risks. That is root. You're Kevin Williamson. And that is what everyone hates Brook to be. He is the mixture of, he's the modern day root, it seems. He can play T20, he can play test. Obviously, he can play test, but today's the day he could have played like root, but yeah, his shot selection needs to be reviewed. Jamie
What about
Smith.
Jamie Smith?
Yes, coming to that. Jamie Smith. What a debut, man. What a talent.
Absolutely, no. Yeah, I couldn't even say if he's like an English player or an Indian player.
That footwork, no? Such
Yeah,
confidence,
exactly.
such flamboyant footwork. The way he stepped out to Varun. Varun is eating English batsmen for breakfast and lunch. And then he stepped out to Varun. So, yeah, he has a huge potential. A mistimed shot, yes, he got out, but he has a huge potential. And in our channel, we'll be watching very close eye on Jamie Smith.
For sure.
Next up, Braden Cars. 3 wickets with the ball, quick fire 31 runs or 32 runs with the bat, and very unfortunate run out, very mix up. Yeah, school level run out mistake from him and Jofra Archer. So Khas has been picked up by Sunrisers as a replacement for Pat Cummins.
Okay.
If Pat Cummins is injured, I am for sure he can step up with the ball, with the bat. His bowling is not well rounded yet, but with the bat, he can definitely create a dent. Coming at number 8, he can create a dent in the team. And I'm not even sure if Sunrisers go on to play with their template of hit from first ball to last ball. They can even drop a spinner like Adam Zampa and play him in the falling slot and go with the part-time spin of Abhishek and Travis. So I don't know. Maybe might happen. Keep an eye out for that.
Mhm.
And one downside, they should have played Rahan Ahmad. The moment they didn't play Rahan Ahmad, they lost the game.
Right.
So
Why do you think is what is special about Ravan?
Rahan Ahmad is a spinner. They went with one frontline spinner. I told India went with 5 spinners. They
Right.
went
I
with
mean, once
one.
they doubled down on the strategy that they want to play according to their strengths, I guess he really didn't stand a chance.
Yes. Yeah, that's when, yeah, in hindsight, you can talk anything. But if England would have won, we would be talking about should Gambhir
Exactly,
play 5
exactly.
spinners? Should
They
Gambhir
would
be
have been
sat
like,
for
damn,
5
they
spinners?
had
But
4D chess,
yeah,
basketball is
but
superior, all
but
of that.
see, some things are fine. If 15 years, there's a team which plays 3 spinners and have been consistently successful, some things are not up for question and some things are not up to be broken, man. It's there. It is how it is. So play that way.
Nice. One thing I wanted to ask is, I just wanted to stress a little bit. See, I know that India is up 2-0 and everyone's really happy and everything, but no one's really questioning like what are the potential downsides in the future. So let me pull out a little quick analysis. So let's say that, which should be abundantly clear right now. I am more of let's say, I'm not a fully cricket person. I'm more of a data or a numbers person. So if I look at just the numbers here, right? So let's have a look at the squad. And
Yes, I can see your screen.
so let's say this is a brief description of whatever averages we have from each of the players over the last 5 matches that they've played, last five T20 matches that they've played. And if you look at the quick averages here really quickly, and maybe just to get a quick visualization, let's have a look at the graphs over here. So what's shown in this graph is whatever the score that the player has scored is on the x-axis and whatever the standard deviation. So how much they're varying, how much standard deviation, you can think of it as a way of their consistency, right? Along with their average score, we have plotted the how consistent they are. And as you can see over here, the graph kind of approximately divides, this scatter plot approximately divides into 3 parts. So first is going to be, let's say, the top right corner, and then we have the bottom left corner, and then we have the middle part. So all of the aggressive, like say, opening batsmen who have high averages but also high variances, we can see mostly on the top right side. And all of the people who are, let's say, consistently scoring low runs, we can see on the bottom left side. And in the middle, you're finding like a comfort zone, let's say, for all of the all-rounders. Now, one thing that bothers me over here is I'm seeing some players where they should, like some players that we're not, I'm seeing them in places where they shouldn't be. One example I want to start with is, let's say, Sanju Samson. Now, Sanju Samson being, who's expected to be a strong batsman, I'm seeing him in this region over here, somewhere that is more comfortable for a bowler who's scoring lesser averages and also who's having a lower, a standard deviation. So, like they're more consistently scoring, but they're scoring lower scores. But this is not a place where you expect to see a star batsman. Do you think he's here, Naveen? What do you think is, do you feel like something is missing out over here, or should we replace Sanju Samson? What do you think is going on here? Should we drop him for the next test? Oh, sorry, for the next.
No, no, don't drop Sanjay Samson. Don't drop Sanjay Samson. Please don't drop Sanjay Samson. Okay. Sanjay or Chetak. Don't drop Chetak. You'll have a better idea if you plot strike rate versus average.
Okay.
So this standard deviation is talking about the variance. So if you have high standard deviation, you are saying they will have more consistent.
No, no, no. High standard deviation means
They're less
more
consistent.
variation. More
Yeah, they're less
variation.
consistent. Less consistent. Abhishek Sharma, absolute guys. The definition of patta bagi. Okay,
Okay.
I will swing from first ball. He has a beautiful one swing. Okay, one swing action. No blockers in between. Okay, these kind of players are not well suited for Test cricket where you have to adjust the ball mid-air.
Makes sense for sure. Yeah.
20 flat pitches, ball is coming directly at you, one swing out. So this guy has This guy has the confidence, and the team gave him the license to
Mm-hmm.
go from it first ball. Yes, it will
Right.
work. Yes, it might not work, and that is the risk that we are giving, and that is the confidence we are giving to that player. No, so let's say in our top six, we're asking
Mm-hmm.
four batsmen to go hit all round, like,
Okay.
and then two batsmen to place. Today there are not two batsmen, man. Today all six are gonna be like fat from first ball. They're gonna go hit a six. So generally the template would be go. The right now template for India is you go play six whenever you're confident. If you want to hit six sixes, hit it. Sanju
Okay.
hit five sixes in an over.
Wow.
So not a lot back, man. People's memory are bad. Say 4 or 5 months back, he hit five sixes and over. Not 4 or 5 months. It was in October. Five sixes and over. Okay, and
Yeah, for
everyone were like,
sure. See, this is only for the last five matches, and it's just to give a like a direction of what is the momentum of the players like.
yes,
But for
okay.
sure, man, Andrew Samson is definitely one of the better players out there. But do you think this is a problem that needs to be solved? Because, for example, let's have a look at Yashasvi Jaiswal, who's not in the squad right now. But if you look at his past five matches, you can see his momentum is entirely different. Yes, he's definitely high variance, but he's also high mean player. He's definitely closer to, let's say, someone like Tirak Verma, who's obviously given an extraordinary performance from the point of view of batting. So, would you think that a hot swap between Sanju Samson and Yashasvi Jaiswal would be a good idea? I know things are working now, and if it's running, then don't break it. But what would you like? What other justification is there to keep, let's
I
say,
don't know. I'm not the selector. If I put the selector's cap, I hope I don't know what's going to happen in 2026 World Cup. What will happen when Yashasvi Jaiswal, Kuldeep Yadav,
okay,
people who are right now are more towards like the ODI team, which is
hmm,
Shubman Gill. When they come back, what's going to happen? What will happen to this T20 setup? Who's in? Who's out? What happens to Rinku? What happens? I don't
exactly,
know. But if you want to talk about numbers, we are
hmm,
not comparing the right numbers here. We need to talk about something called as a true average and the true strike rate,
hmm,
where for each ball, let's say
okay,
each ball you are facing, a ball that's at first ball of an innings, the value that it has is not the same as the last ball of an inning. Okay.
okay,
The wicket you take in the first ball of an inning is not the same as wicket you take in the last ball of an inning. Last ball of an inning, as a bowler, you take a wicket, it has no value. Second last delivery, it has no value. First ball, if you take, you put a big dent on the team. So
right,
each ball has a different value.
hmm,
So what is the average of the ball and what did you score of that ball? That's called true average and true strike rate. We can do one separate episode on just on these two numbers, and we can rate each and every player on that plot that you have made.
okay,
So
makes
that is
sense.
how a player should be evaluated. True average and true strike rate. Just a regular average, a regular strike rate is not good enough. It
Understood.
doesn't paint the whole picture. A player like, let's say, Hardik Pandya, who comes at the back, his
Hmm,
job is not to score 20-30 every game.
okay,
His job is to score that 23 of 9 balls, blistering 23 of 9 balls and get out, no problem.
okay,
And if you can give that to me, 4 out of 7 matches, that is good. And that is all I want. 23 of 9 in 4 matches out of 7.
okay.
That is, if you have that capability, if you can do it, that is enough. So,
Makes
yeah.
sense because his standard deviation is very low. So whatever he's doing it consistently, and maybe that makes him very dependable. And also, there is
Yes.
so much of like, let's say, behind the scenes value that is contributed by players. Like, for example, you can see Surya Kumar Yadav, who's not too high up, who's giving a consistent, good performance. But there is also so much of other value that is brought by someone like the captain, right? Keeping the team together, understanding the emotions and all of that. Like for all we know, Abhishek Sharma may not be all the way up here unless Surya Kumar Yadav is there to keep the team together and keep everyone motivated and on track. So there is some content I feel like it's getting missed out over here, and maybe it's possible that the true strike rate and the true average can maybe help cope with that. But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't see any other big issues because as far as I'm concerned, like things are going excellent. And yeah, hopefully, let's see if something does break, maybe we can come back and kind of look into the other numbers as well. But for now, I
Yeah.
think,
So in the past, we heard of CSK quota, RCB quota, KK. Right now, it's something special is KKR quota. But a big thing is captain's quota, man. A player gets to play in the team just because he's captain. So captain's quota is going on right now. Don't get me into trouble. So yeah,
let's not go there, man. I think it's our first podcast. We're not ready to go there. Maybe we'll go there someday, but maybe not today, for sure. So yeah, man, I think that's a pretty insightful decision. What are your final thoughts? What do you think is the direction forward in terms of, let's say, the immediate future in terms of how the series ends, as well as in terms of the long-term future, let's say the
Yes.
champion trophy and whatnot.
So for the third, going into the third game, I feel, I know this is not the CSK guy in me talking, but I feel Dhruv Jural will step out and Shivam Dubey will come in, like for like replacement for Rinko Singh, left hand bat. And I don't know how Ramandeep Singh fits into the team, but yeah, Rinku Singh comes into picture. But I just wanted to talk about one thing: programmed hitting versus intensive, what is that called, man? Intrusive, intentional. What the hell? What was that word? Programmed hitting with programmed versus instinctive hitting. Okay, so I had it in my notes. I forgot the word. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
programmed versus instinctive. Let's say if this is my slot, the ball comes in this slot, this line, this slot, I'll hit. That is my instinct. And program this, when you're in the 19th over, 20th over, no matter where I'm ball, I'm gonna hit a six. Okay. That is programmed. I'm programmed to hit a six.
Hmm.
Instinctive is okay. Go with the mentality of I'm gonna hit a four every ball, and when you see that ball in your slot, instinctively hit a six. Don't be programmed to hit a. That should be the shot selection should be right now should be reviewed in the team,
Okay,
not against it. Whenever you win is the right time to review because no one would question.
correct.
We won both games and all our flaws have been plastered. No one can see it, but
Hmm.
if anything goes wrong, everything would be. It's just one small thing needs to go wrong in Indian cricket, and everyone would start calling would be in for Sky's cap.
Captaincy.
Yeah, captaincy slot, him in his slot in the team. So now is the time to review everyone's shot selection, whether it's programmed or incentive, because I may be wrong. I'm no one. You are what? You are no one. We both are no one. Some
Yeah.
random, random guys on internet.
I
So
don't think you need to say that. I think the view count on this video describes that pretty well.
yeah,
But for sure, I think regardless of where this advice is coming from, I still feel I think this advice is very valuable. It'll probably be there somewhere on the back of the heads that let's maybe kind of review things and get things together, because this is a let's ride the wave. So when people are having the high, let's make sure whatever risk that we can take, we take it, and make sure that the bad days don't come.
yes. And with that, we can conclude this episode, right?
Yeah, I think let's go ahead and conclude the episode. So, thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and stay tuned for the next one where we'll be talking about everything from sports, technology, and AI. All right. So, see everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.